None of y'all are friends with any of your exes? None of you.
What do you mean by friends? Or do you mean they still have your number and can text or call?
Right.
So it depends. Your friend circle is at this age is very small. It's like
right. So there's no ex.
So friend circle being really small.
What time is it?
Passa.
Time. Every girl. I go me a
Passa.
Don't stop, girl, wine. Drink until I be drink and rave till the morning light, my
Center. I'm done.
Approaching 40, touching on 40, teetering on 40,
looking at 40 lives. I see you 40.
Right.
Yeah.
There are definitely things that we have learned along in our 40 years. Good Lord, sounds amazing. Life hacks, things that we know for sure, things that we've encountered that we should definitely talk about and share with each other. Please don't be stingy with your life hacks, guys, because I am taking notes. I brought a pen and a paper. Actually, it's not. It's just my phone, the notes app. That's important too. But pen and paper sounded lots better. So share on your life hacks with me. Who wants to start? Well, maybe I should say, let's start with basic life hacks, like things that you do that people probably already do. Like, for example, freezing tea bags and put it under your eye. When you never heard of that?
I mean, I heard of it, but I don't do it.
Yeah, put it under your eye when you have under eye bags. Is that the thing? Under eye, whatever. Simple as that too. I saw a hack where if you're using a nail, like how you put the nail in the wall and then use the hammer, you could just use like a clothespin instead, and the clothespin will hold it right against the wall, and you just that way you don't hurt yourself. Didn't think about that.
Interesting.
Not that any of you are hammering, but just
I hammer all the time. What you mean?
None of y'all don't hammer. The lies.
I do hammer.
Slash
yes,
drill.
I do.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that thing?
Well,
listen, I don't like to wait on people to do things for me, so I do it myself. I don't have any patience.
I'm not hammering nothing. There's, what do you call them? Something there? The grip, the things that you put up on the thing. I don't, whatever.
Oh, like the adhesive thing?
Yes, ma'am.
The command strips. Not the life hack.
I use that. I command strip everything. I wish I could show you this big old thing on my wall is command strip. So
let me find out.
One thing that I've been doing a lot lately, for those who do a lot of smoothie, is when you buy a banana, sometimes they don't get through all of them and they're gonna go bad. They think banana get really, really ripe. Instead of throwing it out, just like break it into pieces, put it in a plastic bag, put it in the freezer. Use it for your smoothie. Amazing.
Yep.
Nice.
I also heard that if you get a bunch of bananas and you don't want them ripe too quick, you separate them, because if they're on the vine still, they ripe quicker.
Oh.
Not that I eat bananas, but for banana connoisseur, Carrie-Ann.
Take the bananas off. Okay.
Yeah, like separate them one. I don't know that that's for sure, because I don't buy a banana to test it out. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, let me know your hacks.
If you're Jamaican, you're supposed to tie some random cloth on your suitcase when you travel.
No,
well, that's true.
It don't have to be a random cloth, because I tie everything in it. Have to be a ridiculous
color. Plastic bag I see on
I put plastic bag
I've
on
seen
mine.
socks. I've seen socks tied on suitcase.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I actually had some things made for my suitcase with Elizabeth. Her foot was so tiny. So I did a on Shutterfly. I did a what you call it?
Like a bag
with her
footprint.
Yeah, with her footprint.
Well, me can't see that from way over yonder. So my bag
yes, you can.
My top gonna come down out a little chute. I see the pink plastic bag at the top. I know it's mine. It cannot be anybody else.
And it has to be an obnoxious color.
Yes. Yellow, pink, orange. As soon as I find a plastic bag, I eat that. It'll go up on it.
The plastic bag ones always just like completely take me out. Every time I see them, I'm almost always dying.
That is
Oh,
hilarious.
definitely. I definitely do the plastic bag trick. What else y'all got?
I don't have any hacks. Hacks? Simple hacks? I don't have no hacks. I have hair hacks.
Let's
So
hair
the
hack.
hack when you're doing your wig, if you want your leave out to blend, you gotta put the wig on and braid it in, like do it like it's your own hair. So before, what I used to do when I was a wig novice, I would like twist the wig and then I'll twist my hair and then I'll try to like blend it in together.
Yes.
But you gotta put it in there so that when you untwist it, it's
it all
untwisting.
together.
In the same. Right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
It does make sense when you think about it, but you know, for the young Jones listening, this is how you get your wig to blend.
Ciao. Let's not talk about actually wearing wigs.
Right? First, I
Talk
would
about the wigs, Misha. Talk about the wigs.
Let's not.
Let's talk about the wig, Misha.
Let's not. I don't know if people do it at all. I'm telling you. I have
Did
no
you learn
idea.
any life hacks when you were wearing yours?
Nope. Certainly did
none.
not. I have not mastered a wig at all. Not even close. I did wear that Afro wig. The Afro wig was amazing because all I did was plopped it on my head. I just need a little one. I just need a little. That one was huge, but I need a little one so I can just.
You would
plop it
wear
on my
that?
head. I sure would. I mean, I don't know where I'm wearing it to because I cares not. Like literally cares not. People have to be like, I can't dress decent. Like you can't just care. Nope. Certainly don't.
Hilarious.
Certainly don't.
Coming from the person I've never seen pop down. What are you saying?
Right?
What are you saying?
Exactly.
Wait, seriously, when have you guys ever seen Misha pop down?
What?
Never. Because we be showing
Ah,
up here all kinds of ways.
Sharifa,
When
don't even
Misha
start
come,
with me.
Misha come with it
Ever.
every
Whatever.
Ever.
Okay, so maybe I have done a little bit better with doing my lashes. And we talked about that before about the magnetic lashes. But that is pretty much it. Like I showed Sharifa a video of me being at the barber and I was like, I don't even know who I'm walking like. I look like a homeless person. Just don't go to the barber for like 2 months. Just walking up to work. Just don't be. I had people that job, no haircut, no nothing, nothing. Just a
and even
really
then,
know?
she looks amazing.
So,
So,
but do they really know?
Yeah,
You
like
even
even then, she looks amazing.
Whatever.
3 months, no barber haircut.
I will
and
take the
she's still stepping
compliment,
out.
but y'all full of
We
doodle, and
haven't
that's
seen you pop
okay.
down.
We haven't seen it. Okay, so
Whatever.
let's try another hack that we have seen.
Hacks.
Let's talk about things that you have learned and have stuck with you in the last 40 years.
That long time, that's enough.
So one of the symptoms of being 40 when we're not really 40, just want to remind everybody.
Just a reminder.
I'm like, no one's 40 here still. No. But okay. We need to add a little clock. Is that my memory has gone. So all the hacks that I maybe have gained in the last 40 years, I don't know where they are right now.
Oh my gosh, you lost them?
No, I don't know where they are.
No, because for real, I agree, Sharifa. I'm sure we have learned a lot in the past 40 years.
I'm sure I do a lot every day.
I would say calendar everything. That is my hack. I live by my calendar, and that is like work calendar integrated with this personal calendar, every calendar. If your birthday is not on my calendar, I will not remember it. I apologize.
Welcome to my world.
Change is not how much I love you. It just will not happen. It's just sorry. I love you, but no.
Listen, I missed my brother's birthday 2 weeks ago. My mother called. She was like, it's Jonathan's birthday, right? I was like, when? She said,
today.
I was like, oh, thanks. I'll call you back.
No, for
Hey,
real.
happy birthday.
And I will
Yeah,
know,
my calendar is done.
I will know somebody's birthday and still miss it if it's not on my calendar because I just don't keep track of dates. Like, I don't know what date today is. I'm not paying attention to what date it is. And so just don't, I'll just miss it. And I'll remember like 3 days later, wait a minute. The 15th was 2 days ago. What? Wasn't it XYZ birthday? I remember the date. I just don't keep track of that. So if it's not in the calendar.
Now I'm in.
It's just
I called Rochelle. Her birthday was just passed. I called her on her birthday for something. And I'm like, why are you giving me all attitude? I'm like, I'm just talking about whatever I was talking about. She's like, all attitude. I was like, you're okay? What's wrong with you? She's like, it's my birthday, Sophie. I'm like, when? She's like, today. I'm like, oh.
Like when? Today, man.
I'm like, oh, happy birthday. That is not why you called me. No, ma'am, you're absolutely right. It was not why I called you.
Also,
but then I have you on the phone. Happy birthday.
Also, after 40 years, you also have to, you've learned very, 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 it's very important to pick your friends who don't care when you miss their birthday.
Yeah.
Pick your friends wisely, people. That is the ultimate life hack. When you miss their birthday, they forgive you because you're old and your head gone. Okay?
I'm not friends. I agree with that.
After you turn 18, ain't nobody remembering your birthday. After you have kids, ain't nobody remember you exist. So
after you have kids.
Oh no, guys.
After you have kids, you do not exist.
Come on, much less of a birthday. So appreciate that when your friends appreciate you outside of that, because it's just a day. We're grateful you're alive, but on another day when we actually are.
Yeah, it's true. When your own father calls you on your birthday and asks you about the kid's birthday and said nothing to you about your birthday, you know it's bad. Mind you, the kid's birthday is a whole month after your birthday.
Hilarious.
Yeah, they don't. It's true, Misha. Absolutely true.
Yep.
When are the kids' then birthday?
You're right. On your birthday.
I can tell you when it's my birthday. He was like, oh yeah, yours soon come, right? No, you're actually talking to me on it.
It's now.
It's now. He's like, oh, I took that.
Yep.
Because you're nothing but my father, you know, like.
Parents do not remember their kid's birthday. That's not a thing that continues to happen. My parents will call me and ask me what my birthday is. Mind you, I know my parents' date of birth, place of birth, where them, all of it, because you got to fill out these things for them.
So you know all of that.
She knew everything.
When she left here in October, she left my birthday card. She does that.
Love it.
When she left in the summer, she left Terry birthday card.
Love it.
She is focused. She is focused. She always been focused about birthdays though. There's some people who are like that. Huh?
Just wait, Misha. Just wait.
Be like, Mommy, I thought what happened to my birthday card?
Should I have a grandchild yet, man? To worry about.
Oh,
wait and see.
How's Catch?
Hilarious. I'm trying to think, what are some other life hacks? Mish, you had a question that you asked that was pretty specific.
I can give you a good one.
Okay.
So there's this thing, and I don't know why I brought it up because I don't know the name of it, that I buy on Amazon for those who like to use their oven. You know, things always fall on the bottom and make a mess. It's so hard to clean. Amazon have this thing you can buy and just spray on the bottom of it. It literally catches everything. So whatever you're cooking, when you finish, you just take it out, wipe it off, put it back in, clean.
That's awesome. There are million life hack things. Million. Like, people come up with the most amazing things. And I always say to myself, why didn't I think of that?
Why didn't I think of that?
Just not understanding. I could have been rich too. Yeah. Just why didn't I think of that? Question I asked was probably just like thing that you have learned or something that you would suggest just based on your experience. Maybe not a life hack, but just like, yeah, it is a life hack. Like something you would say, do this.
Do this.
Do this. If you can stomach it, drink lukewarm or room temperature water.
First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
It's first thing in the morning and then throughout. Just don't avoid ice cold water.
Okay. What's that good for, Shar? What is
don't remember.
Well, first thing in the morning, before you brush your teeth, drink water. That you know that saliva you wake up with in your mouth in the morning. Apparently, there is. I do not remember the name of it. That is the name that is called. That's in it. That if you drink water, like drink it back, it literally flushes your body. I forgot. I'm gonna find the name out and let Shepherd and tag it. But it's really good for your body to like flush your system. That I learned last year. This health lady came to my church. I was doing presentation.
We can't barely get up and drink water.
I'm done with you. Drink the water before you brush your teeth.
This is like people saying, "I was get up and drink tea." Me ever do that. Even maybe when I'm sick. Maybe not even then. Can't get up and drink no tea.
I'm a tea person. I drink tea 24 hours, straight through the day for no reason.
Tea's good.
So the lukewarm water is because it aids digestion. But if you're exercising, your body temperature is high, then cold water is good. But I'm just saying, lukewarm water is good for your digestion, it says.
You looked it up.
She sure did.
It's better for your stomach and intestines.
Because old age
improves absorption. And that is very important
as you age. You need all the things absorbed. All the things.
All the
brushing 30 and all.
30 for you. You know your old age y'all last 10 years. I don't understand. You last 10 years of your life in your old age. No,
I support it.
You support the loss of 10 years?
Yeah, man. Do you know, I don't know if this is a life hack, but something I have learned recently that I think is really useful is learning to meditate. I still am not good at meditating for long, but even learning to meditate for 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the day, it's a life hack. It took me a
beginning of the day.
If you can, yeah, you can too. It's just, I don't know, it taught me so much. I didn't realize how much my brain is always going and how much it helps to chillax.
I guess doing that right before bed will probably increase your chance of going to sleep.
Yeah.
So
but
that's
you can
good.
do it in the morning. When I was learning or trying to do it, I did it morning and to bed. But now I just do it when I can. But
I can't do it anytime.
Me either. I can't shut off my brain. Like I don't know.
Hard, I'm telling you. But you start with like a minute or even 30 seconds. It's really hard.
Yeah, that's too much.
It's too much.
I recommend it.
I have tried and I failed over and over again. I gave up on meditating.
But I guess you guys have different ways of maybe putting your mind at ease. Maybe you have different routines that do that.
But what do you do that puts your mind at ease? I couldn't think of anything unless you're sleeping. And some people still...
Your mind's still going into your sleep.
If they're praying.
Well, see, this is why I think it's different from prayer. I said this to my mom. When you're praying, you're actively still participating and thinking of something to say. I think it's very different.
So when you meditate, you're just zoned out?
You're just in the presence of the Lord for something.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So
okay.
In that regard, your mind is at ease. Although, I mean, if it's the praise and negotiation, then yes, your brain is actually gone. Like, Lord, let me just explain to you what's going on down here. We got us paying bills. Like, that can't be the praise.
They got us paying bills. Send help, Lord.
Send help, Lord. We need you down here right now.
Because this ain't it. This can't be it, Lord.
This ain't it.
Cannot be the world that you dropped me in.
This can't be what you desired for us.
This is not.
But but I'm thinking if if the person is just being in the presence of God or being in the presence of a higher being, then maybe they can accomplish the same effect.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that could be a thing.
I just can't imagine shutting my brain off. I just don't know how to do that. I just don't, I couldn't imagine not thinking about something. I feel like if I zone out, my brain is going to go to other things. Like, oh, I forgot to do this. Let me go write that down. Or I go like my brain, even if I'm like, all right, let me not think about the stressors in my life, it's still going to be gone to something else.
They did say, I was going to say, they did say at the beginning, because that was happening to me, just let it happen. Just, okay, then fine. Just think about it. But after a while, because it makes you super aware of the fact that you're doing that. Like it's one thing to know you're doing it. It's the next thing to be trying to be still and realize that you're doing it.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's practice. This one is for the younger girls that might be listening to us, the young ladies who, yeah, I mean, actually it could apply to anyone, actually. Let me say that. But in my head, this is more for younger women. If you're dating someone who's married.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, this is not a hack. It's not a hack. We talk about things we've learned.
Please, let's continue. I would like to hear the rest of it.
No.
You are. Just in case, let's continue.
No, it's not a thing. This is the thing. If you are, do not for a second believe. Do not for a second. And
is this for girls only or for both sexes?
Well, listen.
Guys, let's hear what she has.
Keep it open. The premise is not gender specific. The premise is more setting expectations.
Right.
They're not leaving their partner. And if they do, that is not the person you want.
So
that is the life hack.
The life hack
is don't date anyone.
Right.
People are gonna do what they want to do. I'm just trying to be a guy.
Or you're just trying to let them know it's not gonna work out the way you think it might.
It's not gonna work out the way you think it's gonna work out. And there are some examples out there where you're like, well, this person, it's like 1 in a million.
Maybe the life hack should be, regardless of your relationships, be realistic about your expectations.
That's too broad. That is too broad. That's too broad. This is specific.
Okay.
Because I think what tends to happen is people are out here dating, like in relationships with, like, they're married over here, but they're in a relationship with this other person. And this other person gets the sense that, oh, I'm building a future with this person, when the reality is you're not. And so I think the life hack that I'm sharing here is, if you're able to manage that, then go ahead full speed. But do not expect that person's going to become your partner in life.
Celebrities will say otherwise.
Yeah, there's certainly exceptions.
I don't know.
There are exceptions to every rule of thumb.
But even among celebrities,
enough people tease people, man. Enough people tease people
all the time. But again,
10 years later, 5 years later.
How you win them is how you lose them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, one would like to think. But sometimes they end up happy. Like, sometimes I've seen people, right?
Oh, yeah, man.
Their spouses, and it's like, that wasn't the relationship for them, and they're happy. So, but don't get stuck in that 10-year relationship thinking you're building a future.
Oh, 10 years with a married man. Jeez.
People are out here in serious relationships.
Losing 10 years of their life. Okay.
Playing house.
How do we hack the conversation we had? Maybe it was a couple episodes ago where we talked about keeping being friends with your, maybe that should be a hack. The hack should be,
that's a transition to what I know for sure.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you know for sure. Life hack.
What I know for sure is don't date that married man thinking he gonna marry you. This is what I know for sure.
For sure. Well, the a life hack when what I was talking about is don't let a past intimate relationship stop you from having a platonic relationship.
I'm sorry, say that
with
again.
the same person. So when you break up with somebody and you're no longer together, y'all could be friends now.
Why should we not let it?
There are parameters.
Yeah, that's why should we not let it?
People will say, I cannot be friends with this person because we were X, Y, and Z. That's a thing that they feel cannot happen. So a life hack could be, don't limit yourself to who your friends are based on the fact that you guys dated. That is a life hack for me.
I'm trying to
I mean, I can see how I feel like that's an exception as well and not a rule.
What you mean? That doesn't necessarily have to be an exception.
That you can be friends with your ex? Is that what you're saying, Mish?
None of y'all are friends with any
or just
none of y'all are friends with any of your exes? None of you.
What do you mean by friends? Or do you mean they still have your number and can text or call?
Right.
So it depends. Your friend circle is at this age is very small. It's like
right. So there's no ex.
So friend circle being really small. I'm not talking about, and even then, you can be really close friends with your ex. You can. In my world, you can. Like in your circle, you can. Just because
I'm like the math, like.
I'm not understanding. Y'all disagree? Everybody disagrees.
Maybe we're using the word friends loosely.
No, I'm not. Because
we're talking about somebody I'm gonna call and talk to about problems.
Right. So you can have an ex who y'all are, it's in your circle. This is the circle.
Okay.
And then you have friends who are outside the circle. And then you have acquaintances who are like friends of friends or people, from work or, people who that's different. So you have acquaintances, then you have your friend who is not and then you have your close friends, your close knit group.
Girl,
and they can be anywhere.
Having my ex at a birthday party and then all my friends in the first circle come and they're looking at the ex in the other circle going, why is he here?
So, but if you have one ex,
okay,
that kind of limits you to that one ex. If you have multiple exes, just like if you encounter multiple people in your life, you don't necessarily have to be BFFs with multiple people. But to me, you should not limit the fact that this person can be your friend just based on the fact that you guys were in a relationship.
That's true. I can see the exception. I just don't know. You know what? Maybe if you were friends before, you tried and it didn't work. But if you met
isn't that how it works normally?
No, ma'am.
No. But if you are seeking someone as a partner and you meet them with that intention. Yeah, so of course you develop a friendship.
But what if you realize that you met the person and they were you thought that it would develop into something more and it develops into a friendship? You're gonna say, nah, my intention was to be in a relationship with you. I'm not gonna be your friend.
If you thought it was and it never did.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what you say. So I think there's two sides to this life hack. One, Misha, I get your point. It's, don't limit yourself in thinking that this person can't just be impossible, your friend, right? Which is fine. But there's also this knowing when to let it go. And that I think is equally as important because sometimes you hold on to the people, right? We can be friends. And next thing you know, he just waiting. He waiting for that moment of vulnerability to get back in there. Guys are tenacious.
Aren't women too, though?
I'm not dating women, so I can only speak to that other side.
Fine.
Men will wait years, literally years, for that weak moment.
How
can they move on and wait years?
Oh, they move on. They still waiting though. They still connecting.
What I know for sure is they will move on.
Right.
I know plenty of men. No, I know plenty of men who moved on, had kids, got married, whatever, and they still have waiting. That person.
Okay, so having that person who you're opining for is different. That's different.
But they're in the friend zone. They're framing it as
which is why I said the life hack needs to be have regardless of the relationship, your expectations need to be clear. You need to know what's going to happen. You need to know what you expect out of it. If you want to be friends with your ex in hopes that when they move on with them girlfriend, they're going to say, oh, terrible it is, and come back to you. That is not what I mean. That's not what I mean. What I mean is you were in a relationship with somebody. You guys are no longer in a relationship, but you shared a bond that, you know, they can understand you, you can understand them, they bring value to your life. This doesn't exist.
Mish, I'm gonna tell you
right
now.
But I think it's the exception.
It's the exception, because if you had a strong physical connection with that person, ain't no way.
So then if you are friends with somebody
who hit you start rub, no, you feel sit on
no, if you have, first of all, if you are friends with somebody who you have a strong physical connection with, why are you not together?
Because you don't want each other in a relationship. And I have firsthand experience at this. I'm telling you right now, you can try to be friends.
What would hinder it? Let's like y'all are not in the same space, like y'all don't want the same things.
Not looking for the same things out of relationship, but looking for the friendship is bomb. Just chill, dapping up. It's like Fresh Prince and Carlton. Like y'all like chill.
Okay, wait. Let us identify. Can you be friends with somebody of the opposite sex?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you be friends with somebody of the opposite sex that is good looking?
Yes.
Can you be friends with somebody of the opposite sex who has the same moral values as you?
Yeah, that's more likely to be your friend.
Okay.
Someone who shares your values.
So the only thing that's stopping you from being friends with this person is the fact that you found them attractive enough to have sex with them. I'm just wondering.
Once you cross a certain level of intimacy, you can go back. Not everybody can go back. Some people can go back and be like, okay, I'm looking at them in a platonic way now. But what I'm suggesting is if you cross that sexual intimacy bridge and it's a strong connection, there is no going back. There just isn't.
And it's not a one-night stand. You said like a relationship.
It is a relationship, but I'm saying if you guys are no longer there, y'all were there 5 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever, last week, I don't business. Y'all were there and you're no longer there.
Right, now, but your body has that memory, Mish. Your body has that memory. Like your body knows how it felt when that person touched you in a certain way, when they looked at you a certain way. Like that memory.
Interesting. My body don't have that memory. It's all in a them ways. They just memory loss. Memory loss in everything. This is what 40 will do to you. Memory loss in every way. I'm like, nah, we could be friends. I'm good.
In my mind, I don't think you have to be enemies or you have to shun the person or not talk to them.
I'm not talking about that.
Friends?
Yeah, I think that that's just my thought. That you should not limit because if you find a person who you feel like you can trust and who has your best interest at heart, and you feel like you can have deep conversations and they bring value to your life, but you are no longer in a relationship, that you should not limit yourself to that because you are in a relationship.
Have you seen that work?
I have. Let's move on. Next topic.
I'm like,
next topic. This is what beating a dead horse. Dead horse. The horse
like,
dead.
Counselor, you don't need to bring us some evidence.
We're on, I think, opposite ends of that one, because we hear you, but in practice, it's challenging.
It's not a thing.
Sophie has said not one word.
Listen, you already know how I feel about this. There's nothing to say. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you.
God bless you.
Not only that, Sophie don't only dash with TRX. She dash with fill with X.
Listen to me. Like
everybody X done.
Make it about Kabi.
That's I mean, if I felt like that relationship ended in a way where we had each other's best interests at heart, then I would have no issues whatsoever. Zero, zilch, nada.
I've had that exact thing happen. Both best interests at heart. No. No. This is someone who I would care if something happened. I would care if they needed help. Pandemic come. Sure, you okay? This is someone like that. No. What the? No.
Why?
Yeah, but I also think
Why?
to Char's point, I think part of the thing that we grapple with as we get older is the concept of time and how and who we spend our time with. Right. And if our circle is this small and we have kids and career and personal growth and travel, it's a bunch of things that's eating up time. It's like, do I really want to spend time with this person?
Why not? What are you losing from time with somebody else that you could be spending time with? I don't understand. Like,
yes. Do you want time in your schedule for people?
I'm not understanding. Stop. Wait, hold on. This is like saying if I go to work, right? If I go to work and I got introduced to somebody and me and this introduced to somebody of the same sex, like a woman, and me and them click and we have the same whatever moral standards, we are in the same place in life, etc. And I now feel like I can add this person to my friend circle that I can't because I don't have the time. Like, why would I spend it when I could be spending them with my kids? To me, that don't make no sense. I don't know how that's any different.
You meet different people. No, somebody meets at work could serve a purpose as a friend. Yes.
Right.
You support, they support, mutual, all of that stuff. You don't have that history that
it doesn't matter if you have a history. You are saying that you're wasting your time.
But that is what I'm talking about. It's exactly that. I'm talking about specifically that you have that history.
But what difference does it make if you have history or not? That's like saying,
why did the relationship not work? I think there are a lot of considerations as to whether you would make that person a friend moving forward. If the relationship didn't work because you're like, I can't be around this person if I'm gonna jump their bones if I'm around, then it's clearly not gonna be, even though you have a great friendship, there's some other barrier there that the friendship won't work, even though you have a solid friendship. So I think there's a lot of considerations. Like, if
to me, that's not a factor.
I feel like if you bounce in and out the relationship, like if the relationship was quick and you guys just realize, you know what, we're better as friends, I think that's different than if you had a serious kind of relationship with a person.
Because that still all doesn't matter.
And you're feeling all of these same things, there's someone you can talk to.
Wait, I need permission to explain to me what she's really saying.
I'm just trying to say, why limit yourself to having a friendship connection with somebody who you were in a relationship with? I'm not telling you that every ex you need to be friends
why
with.
limit
yourself? But that's what I'm saying.
Just like Char says, it's your friend. Char said, it don't matter if me and you're on the same page. It don't matter if you're making sure that I'm okay, that you're sending me food, that you're calling me. Me and you were ex. I'm not interested. But why? Why not?
Who send me food? Remember,
I am not.
Well, here's the danger in that, Mish. And here's what I think we might be thinking about it differently. If you have a bomb friendship with someone and you're like exes and you're like, okay, we're gonna be just friends. You're saying for you, physical connection isn't a thing. But for many people, it is. Like, that's part of a relationship.
Right.
Right? And so you're like, okay, we're going to be friends. Next thing you know, you sneaking and doing it.
But that's not having good expectations, though, because once you realize that that's going to happen, that you no longer need to be friends. That's what I'm saying.
But these are the things that come into the thing when you try to.
But it doesn't have to all the time. Just because somebody. No, I am not telling you to go every time you have an ex that y'all need to move from ex to friendship. I am saying that if you have a friendship with somebody who you end a relationship with, do not cut off the friendship for the mere fact that you guys are no longer in a relationship. Don't say, man, this would be a bomb friendship, but we were in a relationship, so now I'm good. Now,
if to Carrie's point, I think it really does matter how the relationship ends.
It matters in a lot of things. It matters how y'all got together, how it ended, how you feel like it will do in the long run. But I am saying if whatever the situation is right, if the situation allows for you to have a friendship with an
Then if
ex,
we're gonna be that great of a friend, then we might as well stay in a relationship.
no, because you might not be laying the pipe right. So there might
Also
be a
true.
lot of reasons why y'all.
See, Misha, yes, I think it's the exception, but I don't think.
I'm not
Yes,
saying
I think it's the exception. I don't think.
I am not saying that when the stages are talking, being in a relationship, whatever, and then if y'all realize at this point that it's not going to happen, y'all need to regress. I'm saying don't look at it as y'all cannot go back because the line has already been crossed. That's what I'm saying. To me, there is no line unless you realize that it's not serving you. If a relationship, regardless of if it's with an ex, like a girlfriend, anybody, if it's not serving you, then you don't need to be in that relationship, whatever that relationship is. But for me, there is no line where you say, man, at some point I thought you were hot and I would jump your bones, so now we can't be friends. Because to me, there are lots of hot people that I would jump their bones and I could still be friends with them. That is not disallowing me from being friends with them. I am saying, to me, there is no line. You have to make that determination based on the situation, but it can't be solely on the idea that it's because y'all are exes why you cannot be friends. That is it. I don't know why this sounds so complicated, like a unicorn out of like the sky.
I guess because you're saying exes, like if it's a binary black and white thing, I think the fact that your exes means something more than just, oh, you're no longer together, so you're, like, I think that just has a lot of context to it, which I think you're also saying. But I guess what we're saying is,
I'm saying every relationship has this. It's no relationship, friendship, any relationship with your pastor, it don't matter. It is all. No, I'm just saying I'm just trying to think of any kind of relationship that you would have. Any relationship that you have is not like, is not a straight, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it can be nuanced. So yes. It depends on, obviously, it depends on the situation. However, I am saying there is at no point where I will say we have crossed the line of doing X, whatever that is. We have crossed the line of being now in a relationship. We now cannot have a friendship. That is my point.
And I guess I'm saying
I call a lot of people friends, right? Am I talking to them? No. There's a lot of people, you're like, oh, that's my ex and we're friends. Sure. Are they calling me all the time? Absolutely not. And if you're with somebody, they better not be calling you all the time, because that other person now becomes, right, whether or not they should be or feel a certain way about it. If you're with somebody now, that becomes a question. Like, how do they feel about this person who you used to be intimate with being friends with you? Like, I think that needs to be considered too as we think about moving forward in partnership.
Because you don't trust your partner, or you don't trust the other person's intention.
But I just don't think
either one.
Yeah, I don't think every.
Then if you don't trust your partner, then why are you with your partner?
Because people are shady and you don't trust people.
But Misha, you're using relationships interchangeably. You say any friendship, and I think a romantic or intimate relationship is different from any friendship, and the relationship you have with your pastor is different, and the relationship you have with your mother
I'm just saying
different. So the ups and the downs that you're talking about, they
different levels,
show up different in every relationship.
I agree.
Right. So I'm just saying it's not like any friendship, or it's not like any relationship. It's a special kind.
So you're saying if you have an ex, there's no way that
no one is saying that. I don't think anyone is saying there's no way or there must be, because you're not saying it's always, and we're not saying it's never, but we're just kind of trying to say there's a nuance there.
But you're kind of saying there is never.
You're
kind of saying there's never, because Carrie is now saying that if I have an ex and we are BFFs, like this is my ex who is of the opposite sex. We used to be
become best friend.
No, so why can't it be best friends? Why cannot I have a best friend who is of the?
You can, but
you're saying never now.
But life is just not that simple. It's just not, because I can think right now of someone who I used to be very close with. His current partner does not want us to be good friends. I know that for a fact. He wouldn't tell me that because he's try to be my friend. But I know that, and if right, like that's just common sense.
And that
now,
makes
for
sense
me
to
to keep pushing the case, like, oh, I'm gonna be his friend.
That makes sense because what? Who do you not trust? Do you not trust the other person?
It's about
No, it's not a matter of not trusting. It's respecting
I don't understand the respect part because we're not sleeping together. We're not
they
sleeping
don't know
together.
that, and they don't want to have to question that.
But my granny, them can't sleep with anybody. Oh, wait, the box.
Well, look,
okay,
look
we're not.
now.
We're done. We're done.
I say we have an evidence. I don't see any evidence.
What do you mean?
You're
there are
all
lots of
talking
people
about
who are
hypothetical. No one has this situation that I know.
Maybe one of the people that are listening today,
because I don't know this.
Yes,
maybe
I don't know this.
with their
exes.
Anyway,
somebody bring me the evidence.
I shall not go there.
Misha, bring us the evidence.
No, I shall not go there.
Are you BFF with your ex?
See, it can't even talk about. This is something strange about it. Trust me, guys.
There is nothing strange about that. To me,
Misha,
I am friends with exes. Friends.
Girl, I've never seen
BFF
any
circle is like 5 people, and they're all girls. And so, and I mean, it just played out that way. But I am friend, like, call, how you doing? Have a whole long conversation about life and kind of things. To me, if I'm about to sleep with my ex, then that's something that's completely separate that should be addressed separately. And as I said,
from what?
If I'm in a relationship and somebody needs to be concerned about me being friends with my ex or sleeping with my ex or whatever, that's a separate conversation that needs to be had. That's not, I am saying that me being in a relationship with somebody in the past will not dictate whether I am friends with them now or not. That's it. That is my statement, and I shall move on.
Okay, question though. When you're in a relationship with someone, do you consider that person your confidant and best friend?
To a certain extent. For me personally, my circle of 5, 6 people, whatever, however many people, I don't go to the same person for the same things. I will, if I have, say, I don't know, a financial situation, I am broke or I have whatever, I will go to a certain one of my friends. If I have a man situation, I will go to a certain one of my friends. It really just depends on the situation and what is going on, based on a lot of things will determine that. Now, if I'm in a relationship, do I try to keep my partner involved in what's going on in my everyday life? Of course. It makes life so much easier. And if you're a partner with somebody else, then it should be. But am I going to them with everything first? Probably not, because I don't go to every one of my best friends with the same thing first. It just doesn't work that way. And so that's also a nuanced question. Like, it really just depends on what's going on. But
it gets tricky.
Obviously,
I'm about your current partner with your BFF.
Obviously, I'm weird, and I don't know how we move from life hacks to me talking to best friends.
And ignoring all of your text messages.
Oh goodness, I have no idea. Nobody don't know that you.
This was a fun conversation. I will share one last hack before we go. I think.
Oh my gosh. You're fired.
I think if you're in a not so good mood and in a rut, it's always helpful to think about what you're grateful for. I think that always gets you back to the place where you're like, okay, there's some light here. So I think that's a hack that I've learned over time. Certainly heard it, but you have to do it to see that it works.
Agreed. And life hack, appreciate your small circle. I'll still turn on you.
And then another very good one that I learned, Karen. Never have a conversation when you're upset. Write it down.
Yeah.
Write it all down first. Yeah. Because you know what I realized? I laugh at myself all the time, especially with my husband.
It's a good one.
Whenever I write it down, whenever I go back and reread, I'm always like, thank God.
You didn't say that. Marriage done. Marriage done.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
Yeah. Write it down.
God.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, I appreciate y'all for entertaining this.
Yeah.
And tell them ex-boy to go about them business.
Listen.
Jesus.
What is happening? What is happening? Anyway.
Left my friend. Go ex. Cha.
Exes are friends.